थोड़ा सा पार्ट बाकी है, लास्ट पार्ट है ना. Already I have started our political parties, na? So let us continue with the political parties and afterwards we'll do. Is it okay? Because no, all of them. Okay, let me take a look. Which one? How participants sort of civil liberties. So most of the classes. But some places she has given some points to underline and not explain. I don't know whatever is there. I'll do it. Okay. But today no. Today means many are done that. And lesson is important. No? So, or if it is to be taken, I don't have any problem. I will take. Now, that part to be completed or political science and qualitative political science. Okay. How much we have learned? Let us have a recap. Online. Nobody is there. Yes. In this period, anybody was there on online? That he also did not join. Exam. Because viral cycle. They both are in AP, but in different branches, but their exam started this Monday. Yes. It's like from partial. नहीं आप बेल चल रही है ना बेल चलो हाँ हाँ ऐसा नहीं है आप इधर उधर अंदर जाने का क्यों नहीं लेता है वो कुछ नहीं करता है उधर नहीं कुछ नहीं करता है उधर सोता है कुछ नहीं करता है नहीं करने का नहीं है ना उधर तो वो कुछ नहीं करता है उधर सोता है स्पीकर I go anything that okay. How much we have learned? Can you tell? Functions. All 7 functions over? Yes. Can you recall what are the functions performed? Elections. What is conduct elections? Then what make laws. That is what the legislature that are elected members they become part and parcel of that lawmaking. Okay. Now third, form and run the government. Then role of opposition. Those parties which did not get the majority to form the government, they form the opposition. And they criticize the government. That is, their main role is to criticize the government. Okay. Now next.
What is shape of the
What is the shaping of public opinion? Highlighting the issues. That is, many people are not understanding what is going around and how to respond. So parties are organizing them and making them aware of, and one opinion is formulated. That means when a government is taking a policy, whether it is good or bad, common people are not knowing. So shaping the opinion of the people is done by political parties. Now, next one.
parties put forward policies and programs?
That is what manifestos. That is, before the election itself, they prepare that manifestos and people are voting for their manifestos only.
Manifestos no promises.
Promises, and it is also included what is the long-term policy of that political party. So mostly people are this thing voting for that policies. Very recently, I have heard the speech from Rahul Gandhi. That is, he was telling in Gujarat only. That is, the public was called and asked, "What do you want?" Accordingly, the policy related to that particular state was formulated. That is what the manifesto they have prepared. Because every state is having separate needs, and accordingly. So most of the manifestos are for the betterment of the people, and people are voting for that manifestos. Understood? Next. Last point.
Access to government machinery in welfare schemes.
What do you mean by that access to government machinery? Yes? Any idea? No. See, when government is taking, we, just a common person, we have to go to a government office. Can we go directly and get done the work in a day? Because we don't know whom to meet. There are താഴെ വന്ന് നിൽക്കുക ഡോഗിയുണ്ട് റൂമൊക്കെയാണ് മഴ പെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് നോക്കട്ടെ വിളിച്ചാലും Okay, see, in order to get done some work, for a common person, we need to go through somebody because we don't know the formalities and procedures. So if we are having the support of some political party leader or member, so we can get an access into that. So that is what we are experiencing now. But actually the government officials should have done that work without any interference. That is what our office. With our money only it is running. But through these political party leaders, if we are going, we have some chances of getting done the work. I'll tell you, that is, I also have some kind of experiences like that. Several times I went to one of the government office for getting done with all the papers in my hand, correct papers. I told, why are you making me to run? That is so many times. They told me to get somebody's letter or something. Whose letter I will? That way only they will listen. So I went to the municipal corporator from our locality, who is not only. Can you give a letter? He started laughing only. For what purpose? This is the purpose. Who told you? I went to this office. So what happened finally? That is, we told her, okay, you write whatever you want. And I was sent a full page. Signed, and with that I went. By seeing that in a prepared of that person, okay, we just had a look on it. So this is what the normal procedure now. Without that, they could have done that work, but they made the me to run, I think, 7-8 times. And after that, only they had a look into that. Then afterwards, they have taken some paper. Again, I had to run so many times. But still, this is the process. Access to the government machinery. If we want, we need the help of political party leaders. Secondly, there are so many schemes. They are telling it is the scheme for the public, but we are not aware of that schemes. So we get to know about these schemes through political parties. Actually, after hearing, if you go, then we will come to know that it is not applicable for us. So much noise is created and reality nothing is there. So we are not, that is after hearing some kind of government policies or government programs. So I thought I will be eligible for that. I went and you are not eligible. So this, then who are eligible? They should make it very clear. That is not done. So for getting to know that these all kinds of policies or programs or government machinery, we need the help of political parties. They only made it there. It is not written in the constitution because these offices are, that the government offices are meant for us. We know that one of the good aspect of the private sector is that it functions properly. But the government sector, many of the institutions are not working properly and it is going in losses. Why? People are not doing their work properly. What is assigned to them that they are not doing. So, anyhow, theoretically, this all what is the under the table work is there. What is under the table you are doing? No? Some packets used to be given to those person. Bribes are the, this is under the table. in order to get done some work. Outwardly, they are telling that they are not accepting any. But private sector means in order to make it profitable or successful, that owners of that private sector will persuade that person to do it to the maximum. But in the government sector, if they did not do any work also, it will be there, that they will get the salary. Have you heard about Citco office? What is Citco office work? Construction. Okay. Building construction and all. So this Citco office, it is meant for the public. But they never do their work morning time, that earlier time. Now it is punching, so that the time will be shown very clearly. Earlier time, that punching was not there, so they used to come at any time. Means if the office have to start at 10 o'clock, they will not be on the respective seats even 11:30 also. They will come very late. Then they will go to have tea, then to fresh themselves, come to their table, sit for a minute by the time lunch time, go for lunch. After lunch, naturally rest is required. They will rest. Then the tea time will be there. After tea means they have to get ready for going. This was the procedure earlier. So what work they are doing? As it is a government office, they will get the salaries regularly without any. If they are working in a private sector, every minute is valuable. If they did not do that work, they will not get the salary or they will be fired for. So that is why always the private sectors are being successful. I just made a comparison only in order to make you to understand this. Okay, now we have seen all the 7 functions of the political parties. Now, after understanding that, we learned that why we need political parties. Already had a discussion. If there is no political party, it will be very difficult to form the government. Did we have that discussion? Why do we need political parties? Why? You just imagine you all are contesting as independent candidates and elected, went to Delhi, who will form the government? All are independent. It's very difficult to form the government because all are independent candidates. But if you are contested from the political parties, there is the majority party and the minority party. Minority means in numbers, numericals. So what happened? If you are contesting as independent candidates, then it will be very difficult. Secondly, you are having that local policies. You don't have foreign policy, you don't have long-term policies. So you are contesting from this locality and you are telling that if I am getting elected, I will try to provide water throughout the year. So people voted for that promise. You are from some other region and you told that is I will beautify this place and I'll make all the facilities for the people. So people voted for that. So you are having local concerns. You also told something like that and you got elected. But in Delhi, that will not work. You need to have an economic policy, you need to have a foreign policy, you need to have that financial policy. All these policies are not for one day or 1 year. These policies are long-term policies. What type of relation India will have with Russia? What type of relation India will have with Israel, what type of relation it will have with Britain. All these things are to be decided. And these are called long term. It is not for one day. Understood? So, political parties are necessary. Only political parties can have such policies. Did you understand all those things? Now we are moving to our next part, that is called how many political parties do we have? Do you have any idea? No idea.
7 parties.
7 parties for you? No. 5, 6 parties. Let us see what are the type of party systems. The first type is single party system. That is, there is only one political party. You have studied in your 9th standard syllabus, China is having only Chinese Communist Party. So Chinese Communist Party. So this Chinese Communist Party only contesting, there is no opposition. Now, whatever type of failing policies if they take also, people have to accept. There is nobody to question. Nobody to criticize that policies or that administrator. And they will go as dictators. Now, is single party system good? Because there should be somebody to question. We know that in our political system also, there was a level that after that the government was working like a dictator. This last time, that is from 2019 to 2024, when it was working, it was going like a dictatorship. Why I am telling? That is, it make all the opposition out and pass the laws. So why is that opposition? While making the laws, everyone should be there to discuss about the good and the bad of that particular policy. So every time when a policy decision have to be taken, they will be kicked out, and that is called dictatorship. So now when it is realized by the public, people did not give that much vast majority. So somebody should control that. So this way, if there is only a single party, then unrestrained power will be there. That is why single party system is not a good option. Now, there is another type of system called bi-party system, in which two parties are there. The system which is following in America, system which is following in Britain, two parties. Two parties means one will come to power, the other will be there, the opposition. So then there is always a possibility of restraining the government from doing bad things. So bi-party system has advantages as well as disadvantages. What is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is that always the people have the option of this or that. There is no third option. That is what the disadvantage, because people need to have some more options. But compared to the single party system, that bi-party system have advantage, because they cannot enjoy that unrestrained powers. They cannot be dictators like. So there is always somebody to question or somebody to restrain them from doing. Very recently we have seen British Prime Minister. He was of Indian origin. Rishi Sunak. He lost. Why he lost? Many reasons are there. The most important reason is that he lost the support of Indian origin people.
Indian region and young group.
What is that? When he came immediately, he take action that to regulate that migration of the Indian people for getting jobs or studies and all. See, the Indians form a majority of voters. Then only he came to power, no, earlier. So he did so many wrongs. So he himself was knowing that he is not going to get. So what is that? Always people have a kind of view that these all things we need. Young voters, they are so much knowledge to people. Means educated people. There was a big problem of job now. That for that unemployment is increasing, economic problems are increasing. So that is why these people turned against. Now the new government, the new prime minister, he included 44% women in the cabinet. We are not even having 33% at this time, lesser than that previously. So, and all the important posts are given to women. So, these women are knowing that what are the needs and how to make changes. You know that the family is run by women. So, that is why they have given preference. And the people slowly began to support that government. So this way, what I wanted to tell is that there should be some options. If this is not working properly, you just think about that when the Queen Elizabeth died, that time, that is within a few months period, 5 governments changed. So why the governments are unstable? Because they cannot give a long-term good policies. So people have the option to change them. So if only 2 options are there, that is not going to give them any benefit. So that is why biparty system have advantages as well as disadvantages. Now, in India, a country like India, which is having large size and diversities. We know that diverse languages, diverse cultures, and so many diversities are there. Such a state, such a country can be satisfied with this biparty system. Every third person have different ideas. See, when I ask you about which party you support, you will give one this thing. I support this party, but you are not knowing why you are supporting, because you heard, because you are not having that experiences. You heard from others, okay, this party is good. But when you grow up and experience this one, you will have a particular idea about whose policies are good. So we cannot satisfy with only 2 parties. Understood? So India is having a type of system which is called multi-party system. What is the system prevailed in India? Multi-party system. Many parties, multiple parties. This multiple parties also have problems, isn't it? Some of the parties have are regional parties, only local importance. And they join in with the major parties and help in the formation of the government. They support the government, they elevate them to power, and at the same time, they pull them out of power. So we cannot trust exactly about this the smaller parties. But country like India, this is the system which is suitable. We are having around 750 parties and it's growing on a daily basis. It is growing. You know that Maharashtra's this thing. Maharashtra that NCP is divided into two. Shivsena is divided into two. So the original party, that the founders party, that party did not get the symbol and that name. Uddhav Thakere's father only founded that Balasaheb Thackeray. He founded that party and the symbol was also that requested and made for that party. And now that symbol is given to another party. So this is what a disadvantage of multi-party system because they are making it into multiple. Okay, so you want definitions for it? I'll tell you. You just write the question. How many parties should a country have? First point. There are countries which have only one party. Which is called a single party system. We cannot consider we cannot consider single party system as a good option because it is not a democratic option. Okay. You can write example China and Russia. Single party system example China and Russia. Now next point. There are some countries which are having two major parties which contest for power. There may be several other parties but only two major parties contest for political power. This system is called as bi-party system. Example, USA and UK. Next point for it. This system is a good option as it gives the people right to choose. But modern democracies are having more than two parties who have a real chance to win. Okay, so this part we have seen two parties, two major parties, but there are several small parties also. So in one way, it is a good option because people can choose them. That is this political party or the other political party, and at the same time, smaller parties can join it. Okay, so that is thought to be a good option than the single party system. But modern democracies are completely different. So, next point. The countries like India are having several parties which compete for power, and more than two parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power either on their own strength or in alliance with other parties. This system is known as multi-party system. Example, India. Okay, next point. There is a chance of coalition government in a multi-party system. Of forming coalition government. Coalition. Spelling you are knowing, no? In a multi-party system. See, here I'm going to give you that difference between coalition and alliance. Can you tell what is the difference between coalition and alliance?
Coalition, more than two or more than two parties are
Say, then alliance?
one party.
No. Say, coalition is formed after the election, if there is not enough number to form the government.
The alliance takes place before the
Before. Alliances, but before contesting election, many parties joined. So you have heard about that modern, present this thing, India Alliance. So around 26 parties joined together. Means many are the regional parties. So this is formed as an alliance before contesting election. Then you have heard about the NDA alliance. The present government, they formed an alliance earlier. From that alliance, many parties split away. Means they moved away, but still that alliance is there. It was formed. Understood? But a coalition is different. That is, after the election, if a party is not having enough number to form the government. Now we know that present no, in the center, if the government has to be formed, 273 seats are required or the numbers are required. If no party or alliance have this 273 numbers, they will ask the smaller parties to join it to form the government. So that government is called a coalition government. Did you understand? See, when election is over and no party is getting the majority, and if a party is having nearby number, that time the smaller parties are called to join with to form the government. Alliance is formed before. That is before the election, before contesting election, group of parties join together. That is the alliance. Did you understand the difference? You should very carefully understand. There is a difference. So coalition government is possible in the multi-party system. They are forming alliances also, but at the same time, for the formation of government, coalition government can be formed. Yeah. See, in India, earlier, before the formation of this alliance, there were three such alliances. UPA, United Progressive Alliance, NDA, National Democratic Alliance, and there was an alliance called Left Front. All those parties which are having similar ideology, left parties which are having similar ideologies joined together into Left Front. You might have heard about the Communist Party of India, Communist Party, Marxist, Forward Bloc. All those parties are having similar ideologies. So they form Left Front. Okay, is it clear? Now, our question was what? What was the question? How many parties should we have? If you were asked what answer you will give, so three types of party system we have discussed. Which party system is better? Multi-party system, according to you, because there are options. Okay. Now, if it is made as a big question itself is a wrong question. Because party system is not mentioned in the constitution. It is what applicable, what is suited to that country. Understood? For India, multi-party system is suitable. In America, bi-party system is suitable. In China, single party system is suitable. So that means it is all depend upon the country's choice. Clear? So, as a democratic system, there should be political parties, and this political parties should contest the elections, and they should make the government, or they should form the government. Did you understand? So here this one is given. See, I was just telling. So which of these is better? Perhaps the best answer is to this very common question is that this is not a very good question. Okay. Party system is not something any country can choose. It evolves over a long time. Because daily basis in our country, new parties are coming. More than 750 registered parties are there. There are so many unregistered parties also. So it has to be registered with the election commission, and election commission have to give symbols and all. So the daily basis new parties are forming. So it is not a good question at all. But is suited to that country because it is evolved over a very long time and then it become the practice. So if we go back to, that is, if we think about a bi-party system, is it possible?
It could be.
How can it be? Can you have?
If we, it's like in daily basis, there are like so many like a particular form. It should not be like, it should not produce like more parties. It should not happen like because it might rule over like every areas if it is not unregistered. And people will say it's registered in government, and they will rule by without any chance. And about that, they will start ruling the whole country without any result. Like, they are not registered. If in by party, there are only two parties, and which can be by they will have to compulsory registered in by party.
Okay. See, I'm just telling one example. So we are having multi-party system, that is more than 750 registered parties are there. Can we go back to bi-party system? Can we limit our political parties into two. It is not possible. That is why daily new parties are coming out.
There should be a rule of it's like there are already made like for the the government like
Political parties.
they should they should apply a rule for not making any more parties.
See, now it is already there. Then what is the solution for that to be winded up? If you form a party, I am asking the question to you. You form a party and you have some supporters. Now, the government told that you have to wind up the party and join to some main party. Will you? No. So that is what happened. In India, everyone who are having a different ideology is forming the political party. They are free to form the political party. And if people have the liking to that ideology, they are joining. So we cannot have a limitation like that only to participate. As far as India's condition is concerned, multi-party system is suitable. But this small parties which are emerging daily basis, that is by fragmenting from one party and making it into 4 or 5 parties. So that is not good for the success of a democracy. Imagine that main party. Now this recent election also was the best example of it. If that parties, that is what I was telling, NCP was there, no? NCP was divided into two. If it was united under that same flag, whatever they got, that is 9 they got, here 1 only. So 10 should have in their basket, you know. The same is the example of Shiva split up that Shinde group did not get. One only, hardly one. The other got 7 or 8. So what was that? Instead of splitting it into fragments, they have to stand together with the same policy, not power driven, so that the administration would be successful. Did you get the point? So actually it is not a good question. So it all to be based on that what is suited to that country's condition. As far as India is concerned, multi-party system is the first option. Clear?
Only India is included in multiple parties.
See, many parties, for example, in UK also many parties are there. But 2 major parties are contesting. So many countries are having this kind of multiple party system or multi-party system. But those countries are having the chance of either this or that to come to. Not like India. India, it is not like that. We can find even the third front also can form a government. Got it? In 1996 only. So only for 2 years or like that, third front formed. All that smaller ones joined together. They elected that they got us that prime minister and form. So that is what going to happen. But in countries like America and UK, it is not happening. Did you got that point? Today's the session, all the points clear to you? Single party system, what is the shortcoming? Bi-party system, what is the shortcoming or advantage? We have advantage at the same time. Then multi-party system is considered to be the best option to a country like India. Yes, your diversities are there. Because the regional, many of the parties are regional based.
Now, is only India in this multi-party or other countries?
Other countries not that way governments are. But in India, government are
No, I mean, sir, any other country?
countries multi-party, but they are not having that better chances. Belgium, it is not party based. It is linguistic based. Understood.